gentlemen, please welcome our feature of the evening in the sacred ground style.
See.
Thank you. More.
Thank you for being here.
Stacy, it's so good to have you here. Thank you very much, and thou art on. Yes. See, I knew someone would remember. So this is our corny welcoming because you're here and we appreciate your voice and your presence, and even more so. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our feature of the evening in the sacred ground style.
See.
Thank you. More.
Thank you for being here.
Do you want me to give you a 5 minutes heads up towards the end, or do you have it timed out, or how you want me to do that, or no?
I think I'm good to go.
Okay, all right. So let me just I'm going to mute myself, and Stacy, it's so good to have you here. It's some of these people don't know what's coming, and that'll be great. So thank you very much, and thou art on.
Summer time and living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton's so high. Your mama's rich and your daddy's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Then you'll spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. But till that time comes, there's nothing to harm with your mama and daddy standing by. It's summertime and living so easy. Fish are jumping up, and the cotton's so high. Your mama, she's rich, and your pa so good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. It's summer time. I want to stop dreaming their names. I want to stop breathing their last words. I want to stop washing my hands for 20 seconds of what's going on and precious Lord, take my hand. I want to stop sitting on conference calls numb or crying because another fake 911 lynching murder was top news when I turned on my phone. I tell a lot of lies about allergies these days. I want to be able to call Brianna's name without aching and being sick, crying for 2 hours. I need people to stop reminding me that Jesus was a rebel. Jesus was a warrior. Keep my Savior's name out of your mouth if you cannot use it properly. I am exhausted. In the search for just a bit more calm, just a little more reason, I am not out of patience. I am finished being patient. I am tired of warning you to learn the difference. There is nothing more volatile than a Black woman who has made friends with both her beauty and her pain. And we are lovely and suffering right now. We are lovely and suffering right now. We are lovely and suffering right now. Y'all will find that I tend to just move on through the flow. So if you're hearing revolution and I'm talking love, one of us is not keeping up. So hang on. The poems that I'm reading tonight are a mixture of poems from Lovely and Suffering, Follow Me on This, some of my older stuff, and then a little bit down the road, I'll be doing 2 of the poems from my collection that I haven't finished yet, which will hopefully be published sometime this time, hopefully next year. And that one is called Because the Sun Will Not Move. White glove wearing, sipping tea. The ladies our mothers raised us to be, hair did, legs crossed, skirts below the knee. My sisters, we be proper. Nutmeg, sip champagne, cross town. Chitlins and collards for pretty brown. Business girl, true ebony, just laying it down. Gold mellow, burnt cedar, beige copper. In club booty popping, raw as hell. Next morning, we got tales to tell. Who went home with him and who landed in jail. My sisters, we be jamming. Mini, dashiki, heels and boots, Chanel and Tommy girl, handmade suits, clothes that flash our legs and roots. Our fashion sense be slamming. Brunette, brownette, blonde and red, perm, afro, braided, beaded dreads, girl, either shave or the breeze that nappy head. My sisters, we do our hair. Say your man do his do until the sun fall out the sky. Make you holler till you hungry, make you scream and sweat and cry, but you catch him double dipping, slam that door and holler, bye. Because my sisters, we do not share. Vanilla, almonds, jasmine rose, magnolias and sugar from our head to toes, mango, linden flower scent our skin and clothes. My sisters, we are delicious. Can't believe what just got told. Better back it up, heifer, slow your roll. I'll whip butt till it can't swing no more. My sisters can be vicious. Abandoned mothers, broke and blue, crackhead hoes without a clue, grandma warning, don't make me come see about you. Ain't all good, but we keep on praying. Dark and skinny, light and thick. Can't stand no man with a little sense of his own worth and no responsibilities, not working and living in his mama's basement. My sisters don't be playing. Light the incense, sing the praise. Kneel in silence all your days. Bible, Quran, Talmud learn, God takes his tithe in time and tears. Our hearts will break, but our faith will burn. What, act fool? Go holler and shout, be out, who you calling out? I'll get Vaseline and take my earrings out. My sisters, we be banging. Yay, we loud. Yay, we proud. Yay, we stand out in a crowd. Some might get the nerve to call us round. D. My sisters, we just be hanging. Every man on the planet want to be our man. From Jamaica Queens to Pakistan, multimillionaires to the garbage man, my ladies, we are admired. We can't be quiet, won't be tamed. Better not call us out our name. We might love the players, but we hate the games. We're not things to be acquired. Still judging just off what you see? Look, you do you, and I'll do me. We can't be labeled that easily, my sisters. We just be. We be. This is Why I'm Not Moving to Texas, part 1 and part 2. My hands, mainly. I cannot get the smell of bleach away from my nostrils. It's resident on my clothes. The house clings to it. It mixes with last meals and the last of my comfort for a while, but mainly it's on my hands. Cleaning, scrubbing, incessant, unceasing, uncaring. It only wants to make things clean. It doesn't care what this move is costing me. It doesn't mind that I am wiping counters and scrubbing floors with thoughts and feeling as acrid as any corroding fume. I wouldn't mind so much. But even my lavender soap can't get the smell off of my hands, and I begin to worry. I have been worried that there is some chemical composition bound together by tears and betrayal that makes the scent too angry, too hungry to forget to exist. Clings itself to every fingertip. I smell it in my sleep. Eating, walking through newly empty rooms, I smell it in my sleep. On my hands, the lavender will not wash it away. I cannot wash it away. The pain and regret and very real anger I am feeling right now. Salt water, bleach, pain. What does that combine into? Is it the chemical composition for despair, for grief, for some amalgam of everything I am feeling right now? I want to smell flowers and yeast bread and the soup I simmered last night, a smile in my throat, my words and hope. I want to smell, I need to smell at least a mist of hope. What is the chemistry, the composition of this loss? What does it make this heartbreaking, my heartbreaking? Because all I can smell is bleach. Well, I'm not moving to Texas anymore. I know it's all I've talked about for months. Don't get me wrong. I was seriously thrilled when my friend gifted me an RV. I had to move. Didn't want to fly because, COVID and people being generally nasty and me being non-trusting and suspicion of other folks' personal hygiene. Anyway, I was thrilled. Had called my nephews who live in Odessa. Your auntie is coming down. Why don't y'all come get me? We can make up for some lost time, lost years. It was the paperwork holding us up. The tags and plates came. It all started to be real. And then it was just waiting for the title. I did the research. Everybody said, yeah, you can drive without it as long as it's recorded somewhere. And I had the receipt. I knew that electronically it existed. It was on file, but I needed it in my hand. I had to have that small square piece of paper in my hand because I had two young Black men coming to drive me into Texas. And I did not feel sure or safe without that little small piece of paper in my hands. There was some holdup, some glitch. It kept getting delayed. And I was starting to get eaten up with this dread, this fear taking over all of my chest when I said, oh yes, my nephews are going to drive me there. My two young Black nephews were going to drive me there. I sounded brave. But I would put down the phone or get off the chat and my hands would shake. I could feel the quiver in my voice. I kept having to wipe tears off my face and clothes because my two young Black nephews were coming to drive me into Texas in an RV with shiny new plates and tags, recently gifted me legalities. And civil rights never seem to make a difference down there, unless it's on the side of the police or old vindictive white men, or laws that should have been off the books decades ago, should never have existed decades ago. And I had two young Black men driving a newly titled RV, and their aunt, who was old enough to remember girls being blown up in Sunday school, and why strange fruit is still a necessary, bitter reminder, sung in mother's tears and defiant desperation, and folks who have died while engaged in the unholy commission of being while Black. The delay was longer than expected. That's when I started having the nightmares. My boys, yes, They are grown, but they will always be my boys. Breezing through a dust blue Texas night, stars showering down the way they do in the panhandle sometimes. Laughing, listening to their granddad's favorite Motown and Silk Sonic. Then the cop blows out of nowhere, steps off his bike, puts his hand on his holster, because these are two young Black men in a newly gifted RV, and it's a long, lonely highway, and he is bored, or maybe they passed the stop sign a little too soon, or maybe he hasn't made his quota for the night, or maybe just because they are two young Black men laughing and not caring where they are except to come and get me. He wants the paperwork, license, registration. He sees the name on the papers isn't theirs, tells them to step out. They're smart. They've been trained the way we have to train our children these days with police. They step, they are quiet. They do not talk back, give attitude, but I know my boys. And their eyes are angry. And their mouths and throats are tight, and they are swallowing humiliation and remembering the story I told them about their granddad being pulled over with me in the car. And that title is shaking in their hands along with the license and registration. And the cop takes their angry eyes and tight mouths as a threat. At least that is what he will say in court, that he feared for his life, and they will face down on that lonely highway, maybe still alive, maybe not. I should have been happy, but I got sick when it came. I felt as if I would be handing them a death warrant. And I could not let a piece of paper kill my boys. Could not let some small square piece of paper be the thing that let some cop murder my two young Black men under a Texas sky. I've been a lot of things to my guys. I would not be the messenger of the thing that might get them killed. And I know you're saying that's ridiculous, or that they could be stopped anywhere, but right now, Texas is a place where murdered children's cries are still echoing in school corridors, where the destiny of a woman's freedom to her body is not a recognized fact, where there are still sundown towns and a need for the new Green Book, and two young Black men singing Motown and Silk Sonic under a star-rushed sky is an invitation to death. I couldn't do it. I can't do it. Don't get me wrong. I am so grateful for the gift. The RV can be rented or lived in if times get tougher. I still haven't touched the title or the envelope it came in. It hurts to touch it. It feels too heavy in my hand. I will fly to see my boys. And the only thing in my hands will be their favorite cookies and heartfelt invitation to come and see me anytime. The nightmares have stopped. My boys are still in Odessa. And well, I'm not moving to Texas anymore. So I'm going to end with the poem that has pretty much ended every show that I have done for the last 20 years or so, maybe a little bit longer. The usual question is why? What made you be a poet? I've heard about how death turned some people, jail time, bad fortune. I can't claim any of that. I am a poet because even at 5, you know when the Lord is talking to you. I am a poet because God laid his hand on me and said, here am I, now speak. So if you hear something in this poem you know and believe, say amen. If you hear something you don't know but want to believe, sing well. And if you don't know and can't believe, then try to keep Trump the hell out of office and tip your waiter. So you have done something useful with your sorry self. I am a poet because love laid its light on my parents' marriage. They held each other's hearts like jewels. Polished with 5 girls, money problems, fights, and good times, so that when my mother said no to the chemo, no to the surgery, no to the cancer, she died smiling in my father's arms. I am a poet because every 7 seconds a woman is raped, because every 2 minutes a child is molested, because every half hour somebody dies alone. And every hour on the hour, government commits genocide while big business pats itself on the back. Because I applaud innovation, but tradition is the fire at which my soul warms itself. I am a poet because my nephew smiles hang the stars. I have friends and sisters whose personal job it is in life to mess with me all the time. Because my baby misses me so bad when I'm away and loves me back home so sweet. I am a poet because using the language properly is like good sex. If you can't stroke it, kiss it, taste it, and then lay it down till it screams with every intended passion, keep your damn mouth shut. I am a poet because of Aretha Franklin, Langston Hughes, Mahalia Maya, and Dylan Thomas, Mary Evans, Sonia Sanchez, Gato Barbieri, Nora Jones, Duke Ellington, Nikki Giovanni, and Shaka Khan. Because of Alexander Dumas Père et Fils, Raymond Chandler, Tina Marie, and Johann Sebastian Bach. I am a poet because when Smokey sang, "Let me be the clock for the time of your life," every woman in the world said, "Tick tock, baby." I am a poet because when I was wrong, my parents did not medicate, therapy, or offer alternative behaviors. They smacked my hand, whipped my butt, and made me hold my head up to say, "I'm sorry." I am a poet because I am a Black woman in a white world whose prayers to the ancestors bring down fire from the sky that I kiss into the diamonds I want to hang in your ears. Because the words retard, fag, slut, nigga bitch are still accepted and recognized parts of conversation. I'm a poet because Sacagawea got jacked up on the gold dollar. Cleopatra was a sister. And because rejecting European standards of beauty, I roll out every morning so damn fine that I am illegal in all 50 states and most of the US territories. I am a poet because I know God, because I know He laid His hand on me and said, "Here am I. Now speak." Thank you so much.
All right now. Wow.